Stephen Wayne Rochon, U.S. Coast Guard, Rear Admiral. I think it was Discovery Channel that interviewed me once on that very thing a couple of years ago. Well, actually, it was, I think, it was the second term for the President Obama. I was told that was a short period of time, but I didn't know how really short it was. Roughly 4.5 hours. You've got to move out one president and all the belongings and make the house presentable for the new first family to come in. And that all can't start until the outgoing president, in this case President Bush, is in the limousine heading to Capitol Hill for the inauguration, because the house still belonged to him. And all of their belongings, you can't say, well, Mr. President, you're out of here in an hour, so I'm going to take your toothbrush and pack it up. Everything has to be in place. And so what I do remember, folks had not heard of the military way of putting things like standard operating procedures and all the list I created to make sure that there was someone in charge of every function in that house to make sure it went smooth. The state floor, the ground floor, the two private residence floors up above, someone in charge of the artwork, someone in charge of packing and unpacking the clothes. Mrs. Bush was pretty organized. She had a lot of things boxed ahead of time. But on one side of the south grounds, there's a moving truck empty for the Bush belongings. And on the other side of the south ground, there was a moving truck loaded with President the Obama family belongings. And so once they get in the limousine and the prospective president gets in the limousine and they drive off, that's when everything starts. And the clock starts. And you have roughly 4.5 hours between the inauguration, the parade, with the new president coming back to the White House to completely transform that house. And of course, you've got to do a lot of upfront work. Mrs. Obama's artists already selected a lot of paintings that would go up, but you can't put them up until Mrs. Bush leaves with her selection of or taste of art. And most of those pieces of art were on loan, but you can't do that. You can't change the carpet. You can clean the carpet, but the new first family, way in advance, I had already had taken them to the warehouse of all White House artifacts and furnishings and whatever. It's in an undisclosed location, somewhere in the area here, and very secure. But up front, you take the incoming first family staff through the house, through the warehouse, to select certain things. So we know what's going to go in, but you can't touch it. So with 100 plus people, when the limousines took off, we started outloading all the furnishings for the Bushes. Some things were staged, so it's all in order. And as soon as the truck is loaded and that one's moving off, the next truck pulls up with all the Obama things and put in place. Carpets being cleaned, whole beds are taken down because new family doesn't want to sleep in the same mattress. So you actually do a lot of upfront work, like going and picking out the perfect Posturepedic bed that matches the new president's back and not the outgoing president. Little details like that. It was organized chaos. Because although you have everybody in line, you have names associated with certain jobs, and the staff, this group of 20 people would take care of the second floor, the third floor. something always doesn't go just right. But you know that when that president comes back and ready to go to the reviewing stand to watch the parade, you better have that house ready for the new person. And so the limo drives up from the parade, his portion of the parade, and here comes President Obama. Well, let me back up. Before that, before President Bush gets into the limo, he comes to address his staff. And that was a pretty choking moment, because he and Mrs. Bush were very sincere in thanking them for 8 years of taking care of them. And we were able to present them some mementos. But as soon as that limo with the Secret Service, with 50 plus Secret Service cars and Suburbans, pulled up to the South Portico, I was there in the diplomatic reception room to welcome President Obama home. Welcome to your new home, sir. So yeah, in 4.5 hours, 5 hours, you wonder if everything's going to be taken care of, and everything's not in place, because the Obama girls. There are 2 rooms on the residence level that traditionally, like the Bush girls when they were younger, occupied those rooms. And you know up front what the new First Lady's tastes are. And she wants a wall knocked out. And certain things you can do on the 2nd and 3rd floors. You can't touch the historic state floor. So the challenges are what I mentioned way earlier in letting the first family know what you cannot do to a historic house. So some things have to be saved, because you can't do construction while the old family's there, or destruction. And so as soon as they moved out, then we were able to go to work in moving out a wall so that Malia would have access to her sister Sasha, or closing up a wall to keep Malia from seeing the First Lady get her hair done in the salon right next to it. It's little details like that. But it was fun too. It was fun getting in that mix and making sure everything went right. But it was indeed organized chaos, because certain things didn't go just right.